देवकी नंदन राधा माधव केशवा हरे माधवा भूदल मर्दन पाप विनाशन केशवा हरे माधवा.
We shall read from Bhagavatam about the birth of Lord Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam is considered as Mahapurana, the greatest among all the 18 Puranas. Bhagavata is considered as Bhagavan himself. Lord Krishna tells Uddhava that he will physically enter into Bhagavatam in Kali Yuga. The word Bhagavata has various meanings. Bha refers to that which is the nature of consciousness, knowledge, light, the Supreme Self or Paramatma. Ga means to know, to go, to reach. We need to know the means by which we can go nearer to God and reach God. Vat refers to the best boat by which one can cross the ocean of samsara. So Bhagavat means the best and the sturdiest boat by which one can reach God. Raja Parikshit was the emperor of the world and was a great Rajarishi. Having received a warning that he would die within a week, he renounced his entire kingdom and retired to the bank of Ganges to fast until death and receive spiritual enlightenment. Emperor Parikshit said to Sukdev, "You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons and especially for one who is about to die. Please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember and worship, and also what he should not do. Please explain all this to me." Sukdev recited the entire Bhagavatam to Raja Parikshit in an assembly of learned saints on the bank of Ganges at Hastinapura. Sukdev said, "Vasudeva Katha Prashna Purusham Strin Punatihi Vaktaram Prichakam Shrotum Tatpada Salilam Yata." The Ganges emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu purifies the three worlds. Similarly, when one asks question about Lord Vasudeva, three varieties of men are purified. The speaker or the preacher, he would inquires, and the people in general who listen. When the atrocities of the Asuras, Kamsa and his companions became too much for the Mother Earth to bear, she felt troubled and restless. In the form of a cow, Mother Earth went to Lord Brahma to seek refuge. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and Devas went with her to Lord Narayana. They prayed to him by chanting Purusha Suktam and pleased him. Lord Narayana said, "I already know of Mother Earth's intense pain. I shall manifest and relieve her of the suffering." Vasudheva Grihe Sakshat Bhagavan Purusha Paraha. In the home of Vasudeva, the Supreme Lord was about to manifest. Vasudeva marries Devaki, Kamsa's first cousin. During the marriage procession, Kamsa comes to know that Devaki's 8th child will kill him. Kamsa imprisons Vasudeva and Devaki and kills the first 6 children. Bhagavanapi Vishvatma Viditva Kamsajam Bayam Yadunam Nijanadhanam Yogamayam Samadhishat. To protect the Yadavas and his devotees from Kamsa's attack, Vishvatma, the supreme soul of everyone, ordered Yogamaya as follows. Yogamaya is the spiritual potency of the Lord. Gacha Devi Vrajam Badre Gopa Gopi Ralangritam Rohini Vasudevasya Balyaste Nanda Gokule Anyascha Kamsa Samvigna Vivareshu Vasantihi. O Devi, go to Vraja, the cowherd settlement which is resplendent with cows, gopas and gopis. Rohini, the wife of Vasudeva, is living at the home of Nanda. and many others are also hiding themselves in unknown places out of fear of Kamsa. Devakya Jadare Garvam Sheshakyam Dhama Mamakam Tat Sannikrishya Rohinya Udare Sanniveshaya. My spiritual power, known as Shesha, has entered the womb of Devaki to take embodiment. Transplant him from Devaki's to Rohini's womb. Athaham Amsa Bhagena Devakya Putratam Shubhe Prapsyami Tvam Yashodhayam Nandapatnyam Bhavishyasi. O auspicious one, afterwards I shall, by an aspect of mine, be born as Devaki's son, and you will be born as the daughter of Yashoda, the queen of Nanda. You will be the goddess of all devotees and the bestower of all boons to them. They will worship you with incense, flowers and food offerings. Namadeyani Puruvanti Sthanani Chanarabhuvi Durgeti Bhadrakaliti Vijaya Vaishnaviti Cha Kumuda Chandika Krishna Madhavi Kanyaketi Cha Maya Narayani Shani Sharade Tambikechi Cha. Men will worship you on different part of the earth and invoke you by different names such as Durga, Bhadrakali, Vijaya, Vaishnavi, Kumuda, Chandika, Krishna, Madhavi, Kanyaka, Maya, Narayani, Ishani, Sarada, Ambika and so on. Garbha Sankarshanat Tamvai Prabhu Sankarshanam Bhuvi Rameti Lokaramanat Balabhadram Balochrayat. The son of Rohini will be known as Sankarshana because he would be drawn away from the womb of Devaki to womb of Rohini. He will be called Rama because he will delight the whole world, and he will be known as Balabhadra because of his immense physical strength. Sandishtaivam Bhagavata Tatetyom iti tatvachaha Pratigruhya Parikramya Gam Gatha Tatha Karot. Being thus ordered by the Lord, the Devi accepted the mission readily. She reverentially circumambulated the Lord, transferred herself to the earth, and accomplished what she was expected to do. Everyone in Madura thought that Devaki had miscarriage, as Yogamaya had transplanted the fetus from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. Thus Lord Shesha was born from Rohini's womb. Bhagavan api Vishwatma Bhaktanam Abhayankaraha Avivesham Shabhagena Mana Anakadundube. The Supreme Lord, the soul of all living beings, the protector of his devotees, entered into the mind of Vasudeva by an aspect of his. Sa Vibrid Paurisham Dhama Brajamano Yata Ravi Durdashado Dindudarsho Bhuthanam Sambhabhuvaha. Bearing within himself the power of the Lord, Vasudeva began to shine like the sun, and it became impossible for people either to approach him or to neglect him. Tato Jagan Mangalam Achyutamsham Samahitam Surasutena Devi Tadhara Sarvatmakam Atma Bhutam Kashta Yathananda Karam Manastaha. Transmitted by Vasudeva, Devaki received into herself, through the stimulation of the mind, the world-redeeming aspect of the Supreme Divine, who is the all-comprehensive being present in all, including herself. She became beautiful by carrying Lord Krishna, just as the east becomes beautiful by engaging the rising moon. Sa Devaki Sarva Jagannivasa Bhuta Nitaram Nareje Bojendra Gehegni Shikheva Ruddha Saraswati Jnana Kale Yatasati. But though Devaki thus became the residence of him in whom the whole world resides, she did not reveal her spiritual luster fully to the outside world, as she was a captive in Kamsa's prison. Her case was like that of a light kept in a pot, or like the knowledge of a scholar but cannot distribute it to the world for the benefit of human society. Tam Viksha Kamsa Prabhayajitantaram Virochayantim Bhavan Shuchismitham Ahaishame Pranaharo Harirguham Dhruvam Shito Yenna Pureya Medrishi. When Kamsa saw her resplendent and illumining the whole place by her lustre derived from the Lord in her womb, he said to himself, "Surely Hari, who is to be the cause of my death, must be within her, for never before have I seen her with such divine lustre." Asina Samvisham Stishtan Bunchana Paryatan Mahim Chintayanto Hrishikesham Apashyat Tanmayam Jagat. Whether Kamsa was sitting in his court, lying, standing, eating, or moving about, his mind was constantly contemplating on Bhagavan Sri Krishna. The entire world appeared to him to be pervaded by the Lord. Filled with fear at every moment, he felt like someone was just round the corner waiting to kill him. Everywhere he saw only the Lord and became single-pointed in thought. When Lord Brahma learned that Devaki was bearing her 8th child, he along with Lord Shiva and all the Devas appeared before her. Lord Brahma sang hymns in praise of the Lord who was in her womb. Satyavratam Satyaparam Trisatyam Satyasya Yonim Nihitam cha Satye Satyasya Satyamrita Satyaya Netram Satyatmakam Tvam Sharanam Prapanna. O Lord, you are the very woe of truthfulness. You are that truth which is present in all 3 periods of time. You are the truthfulness of truth. Truth is your essence. We have come to your lotus feet seeking refuge. Tvayi Ambujakshakila Satvadhamni Samhadhina Veshita Chetasaike Tvatpada Potena Mahatkritena Kurvanti Yogavat Sampadam Bhavabdim. O lotus-eyed one, by concentrating one's mind on your lotus feet, which is the reservoir of all existence, and accepting those lotus feet as the boat, one can cross the ocean of samsara as if it is a mere puddle made by the hoof print of a calf. Shunvan Grinhan Samsmaram Yascha Chintayan Namani Rupani Chamangalani Te Kriyasu Yastvak Charanara Vindayor Avishta Chetana Bhavaya Kalpate. Those who thus worship thee with fervent devotion, hearing about thee and thy attributes, chanting thy name, meditating on thy auspicious forms, and conveying thy devotional message to others, they verily overcome the transmigratory existence. Then Lord Brahma comforts Devaki, saying, "What great fortune and blessing are upon you that the Supreme Lord had entered your womb for the protection of all of us. Have no fear of Kamsa." Then Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and other Devas departed to their heavenly abodes. Shri Shuka Uvacha Ata Sarva Gunopeta Kala Paramashobhana Yarhya Evanchana Jarmaksham Santarksha Grahatarakam Disha Prasedhur Gaganam Nirmalodu Ganodayam Mahi Mangala Bhuhishta Puragrama Prajakara Nadya Prasanna Salila Vridha Jalaruha Shriyaha Dvijali Kulasannada Stavaka Vanarajayaha Vavo Vayu Sukasparsha Punyagandavaha Suchihi Agnayascha Dvijaninam Shantastatra Samindata Manas Yasan Prasannhani Sadhunam Asura Druham Jayamane Jane Tasmin Nedhur Dundubhaya Samam. Sri Sukha said, Now came the most auspicious and favorable time for the appearance of the Lord. The entire universe was surcharged with all the qualities of goodness, beauty, and peace. Star Rohini was in the ascendant, and other stars like Ashwini, Sun, Moon, and other planets were in a very beneficial disposition. All directions appeared extremely pleasing, and the beautiful stars twinkled in the cloudless sky. Decorated with towns, villages, mines, and pasturing grounds, the earth seemed all auspicious. All the rivers flowed with clear water, and the lakes and reservoirs, full of lilies and lotuses, were extraordinarily beautiful. The trees, the green plants, full of flowers and leaves, were pleasing to the eyes. The forests were full of beautiful birds and peacocks. All the birds within the forest began to sing with sweet voices. A cool, soft, fragrant breeze filled the night air. On the occasion of Lord Krishna's birth, seasonal changes took place throughout the entire universe. Krishna was born during the month of September, yet it appeared like springtime. Lotus and lilies blossomed during the day, but although Krishna appeared at 12 o'clock midnight, the lilies and lotuses were in bloom, and there the wind blowing at that time was full of fragrance. The yajna fires of the Brahmins had not been fully ablaze because the Asuras had refused to let them perform yajnas. There, instead of fire, it was always smoke that had emerged. Now their fires became smokeless, and the flames flared up in full force. There was delight and joy in the minds of all sadhus because the Lord was coming. When the spiritual truth manifests, all of nature, meaning all our inner equipments, becomes pure. This is when the Lord manifests in our heart. In the heavens, the kettle drums of the celestials sounded announcing the imminent birth of the Lord, who has no birth. Jagu, Kinnara, Gandharvas, Tushtuvu, Siddha Charana, Vidyadharyascha, Nandrutur, Apsarobhi, Samam Buddha. The Kinnaras and Gandharvas began to sing auspicious songs. The Siddhas and Charanas offered auspicious prayers, and Vidyadharis, along with the Apsaras, began to dance in jubilation. Mumuchur Munayo Deva, Sumanhamsi Mudhanvita, Mandam Mandam Jaladhara, Jagarjur Anusagaram. The Munis, together with Devas, showered flowers with delight, and the clouds roared gently in tune with the ocean. Nishite Tama Udbhude Jayamane Janardane, Devakyam Devarupinyam, Vishnu Sarva Gruha Shaya, Avirhasid Yatha Prachyam, Dishindhuriva Pushkalaha. At such a time, in the pitch darkness of midnight, Mahavishnu, the resident in the hearts of all, was born of the divinely beautiful Devaki, like the full moon rising on the eastern horizon. Tam Adbhutam Balakam Ambujeksham Chadurbhujam Shankagadhadyudhayudam Srivatsa Lakshmam Galashobi Kaustubam Pitambaram Sandra Payoda Saubagam Mahaha Vaidhurya Kirita Kundaladvisha Parishvakta Sahasra Kundalam Uddhama Kanchi Angada Kankanhadivir Virochamanam Vasudheva Aikshat. Vasudheva then saw the newborn child, who had very wonderful lotus-like eyes, and who bore in his 4 hands the 4 weapons, Shankha, Chakra, Gadha and Padma. On his chest was the mark of Srivatsa, and on his neck the brilliant Kaustubha gem. Dressed in yellow, his body blackish like a dense cloud, his scattered hair fully grown, and his crown and earrings sparkling with the valuable gems. The child, decorated with a brilliant waist girdle, armlets, with bangles and other ornaments, appeared very wonderful. स विस्मयोद् फुल्लविलोचनहरिं सुतं विलोक्य आनकदुन्दुभिस्ततः कृष्णावतारोत्सव सम्भ्रमो स्पृशन् मुधा द्विजेभ्यो युतम् आप्लुतो गवाम्. Vasudeva's heart overflowed with bliss when he saw the form of Hari born as his child. In excitement of this festivity of Krishna's birth, he mentally gifted 10,000 cows to Brahmanas. Realizing the child to be none other than Supreme Being, Vasudeva, with his intellect purified and mind free from fear, saluted and prostrated himself before him who was illumining the whole room with his divine luster and began to praise him as follows. Vasudeva Uvacha Vidithosi Bhavan Sakshat Purusha Prakrute Paraha Kevala Anubhava Ananda Swarupa Sarva Buddhidrik. I have known who thou art. Thou art the Supreme Being Himself, beyond Prakriti, of the nature of pure consciousness bliss, the witness of all intellects. Tvamasya lokasya vibho rirakshishu grihe vatirnosi mamakileshvara rajanya samnyasura koti yutappai nirvyuhyamana nihanishyase chamo. O all-powerful one, thou, the Lord of all, has incarnated in my house for the protection of the world, and for this you will be destroying large number of asuras. When Kamsa comes to know of your birth, he will come with weapon to kill you. Shri Sukha Uvacha Atainam Atmajam Vikshya Mahapurusha Lakshanam Devaki Tam Upadhavat Kamsad Bita Suvismita. Shri Sukha said, seeing her son with all signs and symbols of divinity, Devaki smiled in spite of her fear of Kamsa and began to praise the Lord as follows. Shri Devaki Vacha Rupam Yattad Prahur Avyakta Madhyam Brahma Jyotir Nirgunam Nirvikaram Satta Matram Nirvishesham Niriham Sattvam Sakshat Vishnur Adhyatma Deepaha. You are verily Mahavishnu. You are that spiritual light manifested here. You are that unmanifest, the vast, the luminous, the first, the one beyond the gunas, the changeless, the pure being, the unmodified and the desireless. Martyur Mrityu Vihala Bhita Palayan Lokan Sarvan Nirbhayam Nadya Gachat Tvat Padhabjam Prapya Edruchayad Susya Shete Mrityur Asmat Apaiti. Fearing death, Jiva is constantly running in 10 different directions, yet he is unable to find solace and security anywhere. Only when Jiva takes refuge at your lotus feet does he becomes peaceful and rests comfortably, because then death runs far away from him. Janmate Mayasau Papo Ma Vidyan Madhusudana Samudvije Bhavadhete Kamsat Aham Adhira Diha. O Madhusudana, because of your appearance, I am becoming more and more anxious in fear of Kamsa. Let not that sinful Kamsa know that you have taken birth from my womb. O Lord of the worlds, withdraw this glorious transcendental form with 4 arms holding discus, mace, lotus and conch. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Tvam eva purva sarghe bhu prishni swayam bhuve sati tadhayam sutapanama prajapatir akalmashaha. The Lord said, my dear mother, in your previous birth in the Swayambhu Manvantara, you were Prishni and Vasudeva was Prajapati Sutapa. Yuvam vai Brahmana Dishtau Praja Sarge Yata Tataha Sanniyam Mendriya Gramyam Tepate Paramam Tapaha. Being commanded by Brahma to engage yourself in the multiplication of species, You control your senses and mind and practice concentration on the Lord, standing the severity of monsoon, wind, sun, snow, and other climatic and seasonal changes, and controlling your prana, you practice austerities and attained to a higher degree of purity of mind, sustaining on dry leaves and air alone, with intense desire to have your objective fulfilled, you obtain absolutely peaceful mind. Thus, you carried on my adoration. Evam vam tapyatos tapa parama dushkaram divya varsha sahasrani dvadasheyur madhatmanoho. For 12,000 divine years did you thus perform formidable austerities and concentration on me. O sinless mother, highly pleased with you, who had been meditating on me in your heart all these years with faith, devotion and austerities, I appeared before you in this very form. Since I am the best of all bestowers of benediction, I appeared before you to give the boon you wanted. You then expressed your desire to have a son like me. Then I myself was born as your son, Prishnigarba. I again appeared from the two of you as Vamana or Upendra to Kashyapa Prajapati and Aditi. This is my third birth in you, which with the same divine form. It is to help you to recognize my divinity that I reveal to you now in this divine form. Yuvam mam putra bhavena brahma bhavena chasakrit chintayantau kritasneho yasyete madgatim param. Thinking of me again and again as both Brahman and your son, you will rise to higher and higher stages of divine love and attain to my state. Sri Sukha said. Saying so, Sri Hari became silent, and as his parents were looking at him, he, by his inherent power of Maya, appeared as an ordinary infant. Vasudeva now started from the delivery room with the infant in his hand to Gokula of Nanda, where Yogamaya has just taken her birth as the infant of daughter of Nanda's wife Yashoda. When Vasudeva with Krishna in hand approached, all the prison guards, the people in the neighborhood, were found asleep without trace of consciousness due to the action of Yogamaya. The huge prison doors, fastened with locks and chains, open automatically as darkness disappears on the approach of the sun. Clouds rain to the accompaniment of thunderclaps. Adishesha with raised hoods followed him, protecting the father and the child from rains like an umbrella. Magoni varshati asakrit yamanuja gambhira toyoga javormi fenila bhayanakha varta shathakula nadi margam dadau sinduruva shriyapate. The torrential rain which Indra released had flooded the river Kalindi, Yamuna, lashing it into foamy waves and generating threatening whirlpools. But the river parted, providing a path for Vasudeva as the ocean did formerly to Sri Rama. Nandavracham Shauri Rupetya Tatratan Gopan Prasuptan Upalabhya Nidraya Sutam Yashodha Shayane Nidhaya Tatsutam Upadhaya Punargrihan Agat. Reaching the house of Nanda, Vasudeva found all the inhabitants fast asleep by the power of Yoga Maya. So unnoticed by anyone, he placed his son on the bed of Yashoda by her side and taking her infant daughter in his hands, came back to his own cell. Devakya Shayane Nyasya Vasudhevota Dharikam Pratimujya Pador Lohamaste Purvavad Avritaha. Vasudeva kept the infant girl on the bed of Devaki. He then resumed the iron fetters on his legs and was once more shut behind the prison bars. Yashoda Nanda Patnicha Jatam Paramam Buddhyata Na Talingam Parishranta Nidraya Pagata Spritihi. In Vraja, Yashoda, the wife of Nanda, was aware only that she had delivered, being tired and put into a swoon immediately by Yogamaya. She had not known whether it was a boy or a girl. Bahiranta Puradwara Sarva Purvavadhavritaha Tato Bhaladhvanim Shutva Grihapala Samuttitaha. The doors of all the buildings inside and outside remained locked as before. Meanwhile, the newborn child began to cry, awakening all the prison guards. Te tu Turnam Upavrajya Devakya Garbha Janmatat Achakyur Bhojarajaya Yad Yud Udvigna Pratikshate. Instantly, the guards were running to Kamsa, carrying the news of the birth of Devaki's child, which Kamsa was awaiting with much dread. Sa talpad Turnamuthaya Kalo Yamiti Vihpalaha Sutir Griham Grih Agat Turnam Prashkalan Mukta Murdajaha. Getting up in haste and frightened with the feeling that his killer had arrived, Kamsa ran to the place where the child had been born. In great excitement, his hair disheveled and legs stumbling on the path. Tamaham Brataram Devi Kripanna Karunam Sati Stuyesham Tava Kalyanam Sriyam Ma Hantu Marhasi. Devaki helplessly and piteously now appealed to her brother Kamsa, saying, O gentle one, this is your daughter-in-law. It is a girl and deserves to be spared. Bahavo imsita brata shishava pavakopamaha tvaya dhaiva nisrishtena putrikaika pratiyatam. O brother, you have killed such a large number of my children, all brilliant like flames. Spare for me at least this last one, a daughter. Nanvaham te hyavaraja dheena hatasuta prabho dhatur marhasi mandhaya angemam charamam prajam. O noble one, am I not your sister, pitiable, with all our earlier children killed? It befits you, O dear one, to gift for me and for my unfortunate lap at least this last child of mine. Shri Shuka Uvacha Upaguhyatmajam evam rudatya dheena deenavat yachitastam vinirbhadsya hastat achichide kalaha. Shri Sukha said, in spite of her begging in the most pitiable way for the infant's life, the cruel Kamsa snatched it off as she hugged it to her bosom. Tam grihitva charanayor jatamatram swasu sutam apodayachila prishte swarton molita saurida. Devoid of all humanity due to intense selfishness, he pulled that newly born infant niece of his by the legs and dashed it forcefully against a hard stone slab. Satat hastad samutpatya sadyo devyambaram gata adrishyatanuja Vishnu sayudhashta mahabhuja. Oh lo, but leaping from his hands, the infant was seen to rise into the sky and assume the form of an 8-handed goddess, who was none but the Yogamaya incarnated as the Lord's sister. Divyasrag Ambaralepa Ratna Abarana Bhushita Dhanu Shuleshu Charma Asi Shanka Chakra Gadadara Siddha Charana Gandharvai Apsara Kinnarorugai Upahrithoru Balibi Stuyamanedam Abravit. That goddess was decorated with celestial garlands, smeared with sandalwood paste, dressed with excellent garments and ornament made of valuable jewels. She was armed with weapons like bow, arrows, trident, shield, sword, conch, discus and mace. Amidst hymns and offerings in her honor by divine celestials, beings like Siddhas, Charanas, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Kinnaras, she declared as follows to Kamsa. Kimmaya hataya mandha jata kalu tatvantakrit yatra kavha purva shatrurma himsi kripannan brita. O fool, O what avail is your killing me? Your enemy is born somewhere else. Do not kill poor infants unnecessarily. Search out your real enemy. Iti prabhashyatam devi maya bhagavati bhuvi bahunama niketeshu bahunama babuvaha. The Devi, the Yoga Maya of the Lord, having said then, disappeared from there, manifested herself in different holy places in the world under different names. Kamsa was wonderstruck at the words of Yogamaya. His immediate reaction was to release Devaki and Vasudeva from the prison. He then said to them with humility, Aho, Boginyaho, Mama Maya, Vamvad Prapmana, Purushad Ivapatyam, Bahoho, Himsita Sutaha. O sister, O brother-in-law, alas, I am a veritable sinner. Like a Rakshasa, killing his own children, I have killed so many sons born of you. Shamadvam mama daurmyatmam sadhavo deenavatsala ityuktvashru mukabhadho shala swasrod atagrahit. Pardon me for my heartless action. Being good people, you will be sympathetic towards the repentant. Saying so, Kamsa, with tear in his eyes, touched the feet of his sister and her husband, seeking their pardon. Reassured by the announcement of Yogamaya, Kamsa exhibited his familial affection for Devaki and Vasudeva, but by immediately releasing them from their iron shackles. Next morning, at Nanda's home in Gokul, jubilant festivities and celebrations were underway. It was after many years that a child had been born in Nanda's home. To be blessed with a child, Nanda and Yashoda had observed countless vows and performed many types of worship and austerities. All these were fulfilled with the Lord's advent. Large crowd had gathered in Nanda's home. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanastam Namami Harim Param. Salutations to that Hari, by chanting whose name one is freed from all sins, by surrendering to whom by prostrations one is saved from all misery.